Oh, 1-800-449-8255. The impeccable, outstanding, sophisticated Clark the Shark program, the most amazing show ever in the history of mankind, not just the internet, not just YouTube reviewers, but everything. I mean, Alfred Hitchcock, Orson Welles, dude, you fucking name it. Shark tops it, baby. 1-800-449-8255 from the fabulous golden EIB Sharkraphone. It's not a microphone, you guys. It's a golden EIB. Excellence in shark casting, not broadcasting. Sharkraphone, not a microphone. Other people speak into a microphone. Me, Clark the Shark, I speak into a solid gold sharkraphone. Something like Dick Clark might use on American Bandstand or whatever. But anyway, you guys, I'm going to talk about one of the most amazing albums ever recorded of all time tonight. And of course, I'm talking about Surf's Up, 1971 by the Beach Boys. Some people think this is their last great album. I don't. They did much more killer shit after this. Now, come on, you guys. Johnny Carson with the Beach Boys, Love You. That album, I'm not going to say that tops this album because they're apples to oranges, you guys. They're completely different. But then again, you could say that about every Beach Boys album. Now, this album in 1971 was the culmination, if you will. It was the arrival album. I think that the Beach Boys were trying to make, through all these really great 6 or 7 albums in a row in the late 60s. Pet Sounds, 1966, of course, a classic. But then, in my humble opinion, yours truly, Clark the Shark, I think they get even better after Pet Sounds. You know, that's just my view. Wild Honey, killer, dude. Friends, come on, that album's killer. But this one, Surf's Up, very interesting and very good at the same time, you guys. And that's hard to do for a lot of bands. The Who tried to do it with the Who Sell Out, and they succeed for the most part. Of course, you know, Frank Zappa, We're Only in It for the Money, tries to be one of the greatest albums of all time, and damn near almost succeeds, you guys, right here on the Clark the Shark Show. But there's something in particular that I, Clark the Shark, really love about Surf's Up. I remember, of course, buying this album, scratchy vinyl. I got it at the Rhodium in Torrance, I think about 1984 or 85. I was 19 or 20. And I already had a copy because my brother Greg or maybe my sister Kathy had a copy at 251 Paseo de Gracia in their vinyl collection. Of course, I stole it, moved it over to the famous Clark the Shark vinyl collection that is now all broken up in the South Bay. About 10 different people have my vinyl collection up there in Torrance, Redondo Beach, maybe even Hermosa Beach. And if you talk to them, they'll all be like, yeah, I have some of the Clark the Shark vinyls. There should be 2 Surf's Up in that collection up there. And of course, when I moved down to San Diego in 1997, I didn't have a penny in my pocket. I came here with my 2 nephews in a brown or gold Isuzu pickup truck, a beat up, 1990 Isuzu pickup with all my belongings in the back of the truck. I still have dreams about it, But I moved here in 1997 to Oceanside over on Horn Street near Weasel, a real rough, like, gang area now today. And it was then too, in 1997. I think the first month I lived there was August 1st. I moved in, and we had like a 3-bedroom, or maybe it was a 2-bedroom for $700 a month. You guys, get a load of that. You couldn't even get one room today. You couldn't even get one of those human dog houses for $700 a month. But anyway, that's another video, you guys. Clark the Shark's big move from the South Bay down to San Diego. And then recently, I worked for a pool guy for a long, long time. And slowly, I started limping with my knee injuries. And I had this huge cancerous tumor on the back of my left leg. It was actually a cyst, but the doctor said it turned into a tumor. It started out as a mole, it was on the back of my left leg. And my wife actually noticed it. And I kind of let it go. I wasn't paying attention until one day the doctor said, Clark the Shark, we got to remove this, or, it could kill you. It's really bad. It's a purple mole. And they told me it was basal cell carcinoma, but I know it wasn't. It was like turning black and purple. It was definitely malignant melanoma. They removed it a while ago, and I haven't seen any malignant melanoma since, but I get this sickness thing, you guys, where I'm vomiting. I'm definitely being poisoned by something in my blood. But since I was evicted from that place up in Gardena, California, I've come back down here to San Diego now recently, and I feel a lot better. I think I was just breathing fumes at that house, and they were making me sick. But what makes me feel good is when I turn on the Beach Boys' Surf's Up. What an album, you guys. Incredible. And of course, the album after this, Carl and the Passions, So Tough, is killer. It's got the guy from the Ruddles and this other guy. They joined the band, and it's awesome, you guys. But, and of course, those albums before this are all killer, dude. But I want to talk about my favorite album by the Beach Boys. And of course, it's got to be this one, you guys, from 1971. It is actually like a compilation album in many ways, though there are many new songs. Brian Wilson and the other guys complete some earlier works that some should have ended up on Smile or Smiley Smile from 1967. And they do sound a bit dated here on this album, and yet they do fit in too nicely. It all sounds good, you guys. I don't really care what the stars, what they say about it. Oh, look at these geniuses. Oh, man. Gotta love those guys. I love the thing on the cover. It comes from that. Really killer, man. Killer cover. Look at this genius drummer. I was really inspired by him. And of course, a great band, you guys. One of my favorite bands, the Beach Boys. AllMusic gives it 4 out of 5, you guys. Pretty good. Encyclopedia of Popular Music gives it a 5. And they usually get things wrong there. B- from Record Guide, whatever. Now, the Rolling Stone Album Guide only gave this a 3. That's not good, you guys. This should be at least a 4, 4.5, or even a 5 from Rolling Stone. But, what do they know? They're so persnickety and exacting, and they get it wrong, you guys. But me, Clark the Shark, I usually get it right. And when I'm talking about side 1 of the Beach Boys' Surf's Up, 1971, I really think of this album as 1970 or even 69, even though it isn't. This album sounds a bit dated for 1971. Some of it sounds behind the times, as well it should, as it, they're bringing up old stuff. And then some of it sounds up to date and really good. Don't Go Near the Water, such an ironic song coming from the Beach Boys, who used to always be talking about surfing, go down to the sand, the girls laying out, in their bikinis and people are out surfing. And that's not the reality. When you go to the beach, usually you're like me, Clark the Shark. I'm kind of embarrassed, for different reasons now, but long ago, I couldn't get a tan, you guys. I had like albinism. It wasn't real albinoism. I don't know what it was, but I could not get a tan. I would just turn red and then it would peel and it would then my skin would be white again, except on my arms and my neck. It's weird. And it's not even that tan there. It's just a lighter version of white or something. But Don't Go Near the Water. What a song. Mike Love and Al Jardine wrote it. Brian Wilson sings on it with those two guys. But what a song. Don't go near the water. It ain't safe. And I could say that in 2023, you guys. Don't go near the water still, you guys. It's not much better with Joe Biden trying to clean it, or Trump, or any of them. We got a pollution problem, people. Plus, China just fucking pumps shit into the air and into the water. They don't give a shit about the Kyoto protocols, or we got all kinds of countries just pumping waste. You guys, everyone marches in the street against the US or the UK or the EU, but for the most part, our countries are compliant. But how are you going to make Russia, China be compliant when it comes to pollution? You're not going to do it, people. Right here on the Clark the Shark Show and Long Promised Road. What a song. Carl Wilson and Jack Riley, with Carl Wilson singing. I love Long Promised Road. Man, love it. Gosh. What an album. They're 2 for 2, you guys. They're batting 1,000. And of course, the very silly song, Take a Load Off Your Feet. I want to play these songs, you guys, but YouTube will probably either ban my whole account, or they'll certainly ban the video where only I can see it. But Take a Load Off Your Feet is such a funny song, you guys. Jardine, Brian Wilson, and a guy named Gary Winfrey wrote Take a Load Off Your Feet. Sung by Brian Wilson and Jardine. Take a load off your feet. You better take care of your life, 'cause Sharky won't. Nobody else will, Sharky. Take good care of your shark. Oh, dude, I love Take a Load Off Your Feet. Great song. Disney Girls 1957, of course, is by Bruce Johnston. Great song, you guys. Love it. And he sings it. Awesome. My favorite song on side 1 is Student Demonstration Time. And it's not because it's such a great song or whatever, but, Mike Love helped write it. Jerry Lieber and Mike Stoller mainly, but I think of it as a Mike Love song, Student Demonstration Time. Seems a little wordy and hefty and heady for the Beach Boys, but come on, you guys, it's a classic. You got to love that song. Side 1 is awesome here, you guys. What a side to a great vinyl. I love this vinyl. Back in 1986, I lived in Torrance. Underneath a beautiful girl named Cindy, who I didn't really secretly admire. I openly admired her, but I just couldn't really ask her out or something. One time I got drunk and asked her out, and she said yes. And I saw her years later, and she said, I said yes. And I was like, what? I was so drunk, I don't even remember, asking her out. I was kind of shy, but when I would drink, I would suddenly be 180 degrees the other way. Tauruses are introvert, and we're kind of artistic and, stay home and make money and, masturbate and all that shit. But, and plus we have trouble asking out girls, but eventually if we got enough money or a nice car or something, we might just do it, dude. Or even if we don't have all that, we might think we're the cat's meow and we're fucking hip as all shit and we'll go for it. And often we get told no. And that's a mistake the girls are maybe knowingly doing when they say no to a Taurus, because girls, there isn't a better partner than a Taurus. If you can find a Taurus that's 6'3", and stacked down low and all, good looking, tall girls, you should go for it. Me, I was just 5'6". I could see why the girls don't go for that. But I was kind of brokenhearted because Cindy, I was really drunk, and she said, yeah. And I don't even remember even asking her out. She said, you asked me out and you were really drunk, when you threw up and downtown in your house. And then I remembered like Wayne and Garth, and like when you blow chunks and she comes back still, she's yours, dude. I fucking blew that, you guys. Clark the Shark at 1-800-449-8255 on the golden fabulous EIB Sharkerphone. Dude, it's just a microphone right now because I fucking blew it. I don't deserve to speak into a golden EIB Sharkerphone right now, you guys, because I blew it with Cindy. But Feel Flows, dude, fuck, what a song. Carl Wilson and Riley, sung by Carl Wilson. I love Feel Flows. Amazing, atmospheric. Looking at Tomorrow, a welfare song. That's like me right now, Clark the Shark. I'm homeless, you guys, just living with my nephew. I'm just barely hanging on. A welfare song. That sounds like me, Clark the Shark. Dude, I love this song, though, It's so hard to plant the seeds of reform. Dude, this and Long Promised Road, both a couple of awesome songs. I get them confused, you guys. They're both so awesome. And of course, A Day in the Life of a Tree, Brian Wilson and Riley. Lead vocals, Jack Riley, Van Dyke Parks, and Jardine. A Day in the Life of a Tree, what a song. Amazing. Oh, I love that song, you guys. And of course, the greatest song on the album is Till I Die by Brian Wilson, sung by Carl Wilson, Brian Wilson in Love. Till I Die is just amazing. I'm a cork on the ocean, do-do-do-do-do, blown away. How deep is the ocean? Oh, dude, Till I Die is amazing. It makes this whole album great, you guys. But if this album didn't have Till I Die, it would still be fucking amazing. And of course, the final song on side 2, the title track, Surf's Up, which is an old song that the Beach Boys resurrect. Could have been on Smile, Smiley Smile, maybe even Pet Sounds, I don't know, or Wild Honey. But they complete the song here. And Van Dyke Parks, helped write it with Brian Wilson. Carl Wilson, Brian Wilson, Al Jardine sing it. But what a song, you guys. Surf's Up. Compilation song or, resurrected song or not or whatever. It is awesome, you guys. We're talking about one of the greatest albums of all time. The Beach Boys, Surf's Up. Listen to this thing loud, all by yourself in a room. You're going to love it. I don't care who you are, dude. I don't care if you're into punk rock, heavy metal, acoustic, classical. This atmospheric, melodic, beautiful album is going to blow your mind, you guys. Just like it's going to blow your minds, plural. Just like me, Clark the Shark at 1-800-449-8255 right here on the fabulous golden EIB Sharkerphone. I've redeemed myself, you guys. I've come back from the dead. I don't care about Cindy anymore. And I don't care about Tanya or Desiree. Forget you girls, man. You should be making the move. You beheld Clark the Shark. You should just take your tops off and love me or do something. Don't leave it up to Clark the Shark. I'll never do anything with my life, you guys. But I will fucking tell you, Surf's Up by the Beach Boys is one of the greatest albums ever recorded. Perhaps, possibly, my favorite album of all time. You know me, you guys. I love Brian Wilson, but the Beach Boys are a democracy. And often, they got Van Dyke Parks and all these other people contributing. And I'm sure Brian Wilson is kind of sore. He's like, this is my band. This is my band. Damn it, I'm a genius. But he is a genius, you guys. But Carl Wilson's a genius. They're all geniuses. Mike Love, Jardine, all of them, even Dennis Wilson, you guys, even if he's a complete drunk and, he threw his life away. That's all part of the art, you guys, like me, Clark the Shark. A lot of you are like, you give away too much info, Clark the Shark. We don't need to know every detail about you and your personal relationship with God or Jesus or whatever. And I'm like, you guys do. You have to at 1-800-449-8255 because me, Clark the Shark, I love God. I try to get along with him. I try to be his friend. And he's like, I don't want to be your friend, Shark, and I don't need your help either. In fact, I'm going to make your life bad tomorrow, Shark, because you always try to help me, and I don't need your help. You've heard that one before. God don't need your help, I don't care if God does need my help, doesn't need my help. I don't care if any of you do either. I don't even care if me, Clark the Shark, if I need my own help, you guys, because I'm fucking talking about Brian Wilson and the Beach Boys. Surf's Up, 1971. One of the greatest albums ever recorded. It's so beautiful. Pianos, electric piano, acoustic guitar, rocking. This album has it all, and it's very sincere. It's very honest. This album doesn't mess around, and this album isn't afraid if you think it sucks. This album's like, fuck you. We are the Beach Boys, and this is our new album, 1971. And a lot of people were like afraid. They're like, okay, Beach Boys, don't bitch slap us across the chops. Like the Beach Boys are like, we're not gonna go be like the Who or Deep Purple or Led Zeppelin or George Harrison or all that. We're still gonna be the plain old Beach Boys. We're not making that many updates. For the most part, they keep it Beach Boys here in 1971, you guys, and it's fucking awesome. Thank God Almighty. I praise God for this album, you guys, because I love this album, and I want you to buy it at Spotify, Amazon, iTunes. I want you to buy all things Beach Boys forever. And you tell them that Clark the Shark told you about the Beach Boys, especially if you're just 23 years old and you're born in the year 2000. You were 1 year old when 9/11 happened. You especially. I want you into the Beach Boys. Right here on the Clark the Shark Show, 1-800-449-8255. I'm Clark the Shark, and I just gave you the only accurate review that you will ever want or you will ever need of the Beach Boys' Surf's Up album, 1971. One of my favorite albums by one of my favorite groups of all time. The fabulous, amazing Beach Boys. Right here on the Clark the Shark Show, you guys, and I'm out of here. Peace.